I want to talk to everybody briefly from the point of boundaries. A lot of times we lack boundaries, especially if you're considering yourself a nice person. You lack boundaries. And what does that mean? That means that people know that you are the person they can always go to, whether it's at the last minute, 11th hour. They know that they can go to you, they can give a request, and that you are going to fulfill it, whether you can reasonably do it or not, whether you're tired, whether you don't have any strength left. They can go to you. And it's to the point now where they don't even give you the courtesy of asking, is this something you can perform? Is this something that you can do? People know that you don't have boundaries, and so they'll go to you with unreasonable requests at an unreasonable time. I'm saying this because somebody listening needs to hear it, okay? When you don't have boundaries, what happens is you'll wind up saying yes to things that your heart is saying no to. When you lack boundaries, what occurs is this, that you will do whatever it takes so you can get done what somebody else is requesting of you, while putting the things that God has requested of you on the back burner. So you tell God no so you can tell somebody else a yes. And God can't use you like that. See, as long as you can't tell God yes with your whole heart, because you're so busy trying to please other people, then you're not somebody that God can use. You're not someone who is equipped and ready for ministry. You're not ready for God to use you, because God needs someone who will be about his business when he's asking them to, not someone who has to say, well, hold on a minute, Jesus, let me finish pleasing so-and-so and then I can come back to you. No, God can't use you. So what you have to get and understand at this juncture is this. People are asking you to do things because they can, and they know that you will never say no. People are requesting things of you, and you'll do it, even if you have to eat a bag of M&Ms and a dozen donuts to stay awake and do it. So you're harming your own body, right? To appease others. They don't know the toll that it's taking on you. They don't know what you're doing just to fulfill their wish, and how it's cutting years out of your life to do something that is completely against what you're going. See, you have to reach a point where you stop doing things that don't look like where God is taking you. If it doesn't look like where you're going, then you can politely say no. Please understand and hear me good. No is a complete sentence. You cannot be everybody's savior. There's only one savior that came to the world, and you ain't it. You're not Jesus Christ. You cannot be everybody's savior. You must stop trying to. Please also understand that sometimes when you tell a person no, it's good for them, because perhaps God is trying to mature them to a place. Okay? So your no is not always a bad thing, even though it's going to be a difficult pill for people to swallow, especially if you are someone who has always said yes. But maybe, just maybe, your no is going to help them on the road to getting to a greater level of maturity. And also understand that if you say yes to everything, if you are a person who can't say no, then your yes holds no value. I don't trust your yes. If you can't say no to a person, your yes is dishonest, because you're saying yes while resenting the person you're doing it for. You're saying yes and doing it, but your heart isn't right while you're doing it. Never lose your obedience to what God is telling for you to do. Never be disobedient to God in order to be respectful and submissive to people. Please understand, even Jesus himself said, I must be about my Father's business. He said that to his own parents because he understood the difference. Very respectful, but he obeyed God. Please understand me good. And that is this. If you are truly wanting to go further in God and be used by him, you have to reach a place where you understand boundaries, where your cup is not filled by people. As long as you are needing your cup to be filled by people's approval, their applause, their attaboy or attagirl, then you are a person who is easily going to drop their boundaries and do whatever it takes to get your cup filled. However, when you reach a place where your cup is filled by God and God alone, then it doesn't matter if a person doesn't fill your cup up with praise. It matters not to you. It is at that point that you can be utilized by God to do great exploits. It is at that point that he can use you. And the good piece about this is when you do say yes, it doesn't mean you will never say yes to people again. But when you do say yes, your yes holds weight. Your yes will matter because you have the liberty to also say no. So one of the best yeses you can get is from a person who has boundaries and understands that they do have the option of saying no, because you know that you're going to get a yes from someone who's going to put their heart into the work and that the work that they're doing for you looks like where they're going. Please, my friend, my brothers, my sisters, whoever is listening to this today, what you do it as unto the Lord. Okay? God has a work for you. And he has things for you to do. And make sure that what you do looks like where God is taking you. Make sure that what you say yes to looks like where you are going. And it makes it even sweeter for your journey to do the things that look like what God is taking you to do. Okay? No more of this jumping up and Simon Says and doing this and doing that just to appease man, because your cup will be filled by God now. Your cup, your need for affirmation, go to God for that. Understand who you are in him, that you are amazing, that you are special, that you are great, that he has purpose and he has worth and he has value and validation for you, that he has placed all of that within you and that you are enough. You don't need me to fill your cup. You don't need anybody else to fill your cup because you alone are enough. I don't have to tell you at a girl or at a boy because God is saying it every day. He's looking at you, saying that you are his daughter, you are his son, in whom he is well pleased. Please understand that before Jesus ever performed one miracle, before he ever healed one person, when he came out of that water from getting baptized, a dove descended and landed on his shoulder. And God said, "This is my son in whom I am well pleased." Wait a second. You're pleased with him though he hasn't done anything yet? Yes. You're pleased with him though he hasn't healed anybody yet? Yes. He hasn't done any miracle? Yes, I'm pleased because he's my son. You're listening today and you belong to God. You are his son. You are his daughter. He's pleased with you. You are not a human doing, meaning that you have to do in order for God to love you. No, you are human being. What that means is that you just have to be. And in your being, you already have God's love. And there's nothing you can do about that. There's nothing you can do to make him love you any more or any less. So go forth with a full cup because God filled it up. Please mark your boundaries. If you respect you, others will respect you too. I love you. God bless you. Bye-bye. If you like this, hey, please leave a comment below. Like this page. Subscribe to this page. Whatever you have to do, share it. Get the word out there. There's somebody in your life who does not have boundaries. They need to hear this message. They need to hear how special and important they are to God. Why don't you share this message with them today? All right. Put me some comments in the chat. Let me know what you want to hear. Let me know if you want to hear more of things like this. Let me know if there are other topics you would like for me to talk about. And I'll pray to God about them. And together, God and I will come and we'll deliver whatever it is that needs to be said. Keep me in your prayers that I may say and do only what God is saying and doing. God bless you. Oh, and P.S. one more thing. If anyone doesn't like this message or doesn't want to pass this on, it is more than likely because you benefit from people not having boundaries. So just truly think about that. It's good for everybody to have boundaries. Even if it means that you have to kind of do things differently and ask people things differently, boundaries are good for all of us. All right. God bless. Love you guys.